I've seen this multiple times in the grocery store where people walk over to the grape aisle, and before they buy grapes, they taste the grapes to make sure that the grapes are good. I've seen it by cherries and other things. And I'm going to be honest, it bothers me. You have no right to take those grapes. You have to pay for them. It doesn't say anywhere you can taste. As a matter of fact, I've seen a number of stores that said no tasting, please. In one particular grocery store, it was actually a fruit and vegetable store, there was a fellow who decided to do some shopping on Friday for his family. He was not the type of fellow who shopped often. Usually his children went, his wife went, but on the way home, his wife said, I need this, can you get me a bunch of different things? And he walks into the store, and he's waiting online with his onions and his tomatoes and his grapes and whatever else he has. And he sees a fellow who he knows is a rav, he's a chashuv, a person, he's a malamed Torah. He comes in there, and he walks over to the grapes, and he makes ha'etz, and takes one grape, takes two grapes, takes 3 or 4 grapes. Not bad. He takes a whole cluster of grapes, and he puts them into his basket. And he's looking at this fellow aghast. He's thinking, this fellow's a respectable person. He teaches other people. He has a position of authority. And he just stole 5 grapes. He didn't weigh them first. And he's thinking to himself how much it starts bothering him as he's waiting online. There's a little of a long line. It's festering. I can't believe it. I thought he was a good person. And he thinks to himself, you know what, this Shabbos, this is a good lesson. At the Shabbos table, I'm going to tell my children, I'm not going to mention who the person was, chas v'shalom, but I'm going to mention something that I saw and how careful we have to be with other people's property and geneva and theft. It's a good teaching lesson. Maybe that's the reason why Hashem had me see this. Don't let it bother me. Maybe it's... As he comes to pay, happens to be the proprietor of the store is the fellow that's a busy day, so he's at the cash register. And he says to him, did you taste the grapes? He goes, no, of course not. I didn't pay for them. He goes, you don't come here that often. But everyone knows I want people to be 100% satisfied with the fruit. Anyone can taste anything. We don't want you eating a whole meal. You take a few grapes, you take a few cherries, no problem. Here, taste a grape or two, see if they're good, and then you'll be happy that you bought them. The fellow thanked him, and he paid for his groceries, his fruits, and his vegetables, and he walks outside and he thinks to himself, and here I was going to teach my children a lesson about theft, that somebody took grapes. I think there's a much more important lesson that my children need to learn. And that's the lesson of dan lekaf, of giving other people the benefit of the doubt. And you know what? Maybe I should share with my children how I didn't give the benefit of the doubt and the important lesson that I learned. It's important to be dan lekaf ourselves, but it's certainly more important perhaps to be good role models, to teach our children this incredible skill which will keep them positive and definitely will help them in the long run.